One of the easy to grow winter's flowering plant is the cyclamen plant. It's very low maintenance and can give you a lot of blooms if you care it in a right way. And in this video we will talk all about cyclamen plant care, starting from its location to fertilization, soil mix and much more. So keep watching and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Cyclamen is a winter season flowering plant that have many color varieties. Their flower buds looks like this, and then a few days later as the flower blooms it looks like this. They also produces seeds and have a bulb growing under the soil. Both helps in the propagation of cyclamen plant. Their flower petals grow upwards and don't have any smell, but the shade of their flowers is more than enough to add these plants into our garden. They might be rare in your area, but it will be available around your local nurseries, especially in winter days. The first and the most important thing in cyclamen plant care is its proper seasoning. If you grow a plant in the right season, they will definitely grow very well. In the same way, cyclamen plant loves to be grown in its season. These cyclamen plants can be planted from their tubers at the start of the winter days. They will continue to bloom in the whole winters and springs time to time. After the springs, they reduces their flowering habit and became a little dormant. If you are growing them in a cold climate area, then they can grow all around the year. But in most areas, summers are their dormancy time and you should move them in a shade to protect them from the heat. But winters are their growing season and you can get a lot of blooms from this plant. Another thing in cyclamen plant care is its proper fertilization. You can grow cyclamen plant very well with a normal fertilizer because they don't require so much fertilization. To boost buds and flowers, you should use a nutrients-enriched fertilizer with an acidic pH. I am using my own flower fertilizer made from kitchen-based ingredients like potato peels, compost, etc. It works really well to keep the cyclamen plant blooming. A complete guide on making and applying this organic fertilizer is added in the description box. You can check that. Whatever fertilizer you use, just make sure you are fertilizing them regularly. One of the common problem in such type of tuber plants are their watering issues. They are much more likely to get a fungal problem. For the fungal issues, you can use neem cake as a fungicide. Details linked in the description box, but watering should be kept in control as well. Underwatering won't harm this plant so much, but overwatering can go really bad. To overcome this issue, wait for the soil to dry out completely and then give it a good amount of water. Some soil mixes dries out much quickly and some takes time, but make sure your soil is not staying moist for a long time. You can also lose the upper layer of soil time to time, so the soil can dry out properly. For the soil mix, you should use a well-draining and fertile medium. It helps in a stress-free growth and blooming of the cyclamen plant. A hard and compact mixture can cause a very stunted growth of the plant. That's why you can mix up a few ingredients and make your own mixture. A complete guide on this homemade potting mix is added in the description box. Must check it out. Next thing in cyclamen plant care is to adjust its location. Location is very important to maintain a well-blooming cyclamen plant. It doesn't require much sunlight. A few hours of sun is enough to keep the plant growing. Deficiency of light can cause less blooming and drop off its flower buds. But if you put it at least in an hour of morning sunlight, the cyclamen plant will grow very well. Another important thing to boost buds and flowers on cyclamen plant is to keep removing the dried flowers. Cyclamen flowers stays fresh and healthy for around 4 to 6 days. After that, they starts to make seed pods. This thing reduces the cyclamen plant's flowering. On the other hand, removing the dried flowers time to time keep the plant more blooming. So keep the dried flowers out of the plant to keep it blooming. And here is a detailed video on Cineraria flower plant, which is another low maintenance winter flowering plant. So follow and don't forget to subscribe to our channel.